Alright. What's up, everybody? We are here with another banging, highly recommended TVP series. We've got Africa Freaks Trap in the top right side of 2,000 atmospheres is the map. Kaiser Gaming's Time in the bottom left. So the #1 Chinese player Time up against the #1 Protoss in the world for the last few years. A guy who won, I believe it was 6 Premier tournaments last year. Remember, guys, there's a lot of people out there who'll tell you Protoss haven't won a Premier tournament 10 years. They don't win anything. Go look at Trap's Wikipedia in 2021 and go look at the results tab. It tell me Protoss hasn't won anything important. Don't get me wrong. He's unfortunately choked a lot in GSL finals, right? He has a lot of second places. He is kind of the new Sue in that he has a lot of second places where it feels like he didn't quite play up to his normal level in the grand finals. Obviously, you know, there was the semi-final series as well where he was up 3-0 on Maru and he let Maru turn that around. Obviously, Maru's a god, but Trap really did not, you know, I felt like he let go of the momentum in that series as much as Maru grabbed it off him. And he's had those couple of choky moments in the midst of still being so incredibly consistent and good. And especially 2020, 2021, so many of the season finals, so many of the international events, he was such a thorn in everybody's side. It is so hard for everybody to take down. Time, on the other hand, is a player who has his ups and downs, dominated China except for the final season of last year where Cyan did upset him with a little bit of a comeback there. Fantastic play by Cyan. But usually Time is the undisputed king of China, and I do expect him to retake that title in the near future. As much as I love Cyan, he's a good mate, but Time is just so powerful, and recently he's been playing so many fun games. Every week I have a form that people give me tips off on good maps. There's this Google form. Every week I go and look at it and people are like, Time versus this guy, Time versus that guy was so good. Oh my god, it was so close. Like, there are so many recommendations, and I've watched a fair few Time games in the last month or two, and I'm starting to see why. And I've been saying, I think he's got almost this dark quality where his games are unpredictable. They're back and forth. There's a lot of aggression on both sides. Time makes some really incredible comebacks, but he also, you know, does some all-ins of his own, does some interesting plays, and it's really interesting how the games unravel. Now, unfortunately for him, Trap is the absolute god of TVP. Like I said, he was up 3-0 on Maru in the semifinals. Maru is normally unstoppable against Protoss. Nobody can really beat him consistently except for Trap. Occasionally, Zest can take a map off him here or there. But right now, the Stalker is being very irritating, skipping the bunker without a ramp here to use for high ground. I mean, he's just going to lose control of his natural, but will he use the Reapers to defend? Ooh, he will. The Adept is here, though. The Marines have gone down. Hellion comes down as well. Hellion and Reaper will take that one out. He's going to lose this. Oh, Reaper does stay there a little bit too long. You don't want to lose the other Reaper. As long as you only lose one Reaper, I think it's okay. 3 Marines and a Reaper, but you got a Stalker and an Adept. I think it's an acceptable trade at the end of the day. This probe is still hanging out here for Trap. Trap going into Blink behind it. He's got a second gate, a Robo, and a Stalker there. Another Stalker does come forward, chases off the Hellion. So I think a pretty solid damn opening from Trap here, who's going to go for a forward gateway, but Time spots it. And that tells us that, man, is he planning to just warp in Stalkers aggressively? That's so peculiar. Almost feels like a fake. Oh, get wrecked! Citizens arrest. Trap. Stalker pops out on one side, probes come from the other side, and he gets double teamed. Well, was it really double team? There was like 7 probes, but I guess 7 probes kind of count as one military unit. So I'm going to call it a double team, even though it was more of a sept team? I don't know. What do you call 7? Anyways, Time has got 3 barracks buildings. Stim, shields will start up soon. No starport. That's what he's delayed, but he's going to have a lot of units. And this keeps you very safe against any sort of aggressive play. Interestingly, it feels like this is more of a fake than anything. I think Trap was like, hey, let's just build a pylon there and maybe I use it. But it's also just going to make him think twice about what I'm up to. And in fact, I'm actually just taking a 3rd base and moving on forwards to that next step. That's going to be a really good way of playing it. All these upgrades coming in as well. And this is where he's going to go Starport and Reactor, so he can still get that standard double medevac production going. Now, the 3rd base is not too early. Economically, I always feel like this is a good position for the Terran. And yeah, just 1 tank into non-stop bio. I mean, why the heck not? Just needs 50 gas, and then the reactor will go down. He's got 50 gas, and the reactor will go down. And the reactor is going to go down. Don't forget the reactor time. There we go. He remembered it, guys. Only a few seconds late. Doesn't really matter. Starport will be having to lift over there anyway. Oh, Stalkers are going to kill it anyway, I think. They might go for the tech left. There's a lot of Marine Marauder there. I think the Observer might have just barely seen the edge of those Marines and Marauders and said, ooh, maybe not a good idea to go in there. And the bunker and the tank on the natural as well. Storm. Ooh, he's going to play Storm Drop. Very good versus tank styles, but with only one tank out, Mass Bio can wreck Storm if the Terran gets wind of what's going on early enough. Now, he could just be Archons, of course. Doesn't have to be Storm, but on 4 gases already, kind of makes me think about it. Then again, actually, maybe he would have gone it even earlier if he was going Storm. Do we start Storm? He does. All right, he's going to Chrono View Storm. Really cool. I've been doing a lot of Storm play in Bronze to GM myself, and remembering just how good it is when you catch the Terran off guard and how bad it is when they catch you off guard. Because unlike Colossus that you can just split into your main, split into your third, if you get surprised by a drop, it's really hard to clean up with Storm. It's really awkward in that scenario. First 2 medevacs coming out, plus one's about to finish. Sim and Shields is here. Stalker's, of course, going to grab 1 Marine. They should get a second one, but hey, Stalker for a Marine, that's a really bad trade for Trap, a great one for time. And that 3rd command center going down on location. Ooh. Marines are going to go back. He sees it. And Marines from 2 sides do get rid of that pervy Observer. Update Gateways is Trap right now. He's got Immortals coming in as well. That's very important to get Immortals to be a little bit more solid with this style, because Storm obviously doesn't kill Marauders that well. A few Immortals can be great for gunning those down and just giving you a nice anchoring meaty unit in there to help out. No 4th base for Trap just yet. No 3rd base gas either, you can see. He's starting a Forge up behind this. Doesn't have a... wait, does he have a Warp Prism? He doesn't have a Warp Prism, guys. So he's just got 3 High Templar, but he's just going to use Storm on the ground. No drop with it. That's been spotted. Time is like, oh, whoa. This guy's got Storm and Zealots. Just immediately turns around and is like, nope. Drops a Ghost Academy. I think he's just like, nah, let's just play real slow. I can send some little drippy drops out, but let's just make sure I don't die, because that's a very explosive style. It can get very, very much on top of you and storm your bio to death. Widow Mines, a turret will help keep the Warp Prism Storm drop out, but that is actually not the case just yet. The Warp Prism only now about to pop. Whoa, sorry guys. I went to reach to have a sip of my coffee and popped us to our out of game scene. Apologies for that. Ooh. Oh, whoa. Watch out for the storm. Spread. Good spread. Only hitting 2 Marauders. That's not an effective storm. You see, Trap kind of wants to bait him forward to clump up, and then he can do some damage, but just not taking that at all. And 4 High Templar. Oh no, 4 Zealot drop is going to go in towards the natural. 4th base is now on the way, and Trap realizing, all right, storm period of the game is over, dude. I need to go 2nd Robo Bay. I've got to go into Colossus and Disruptors. I need some more reliable splash damage, because we're getting past the period of the game where that's going to be super effective. Marine Marauder on the left side trying to bounce around. He's going to try and pull back there. Zealots and Stalkers running on forwards. They're going to try and hunt this down, but good micro by Time. Doesn't lose too many units. We can see 1 Marine there doing a bit of a spready as he does float up into the heavens. Zealot drop comes in the back of the main base. Ooh, get out of there, bro. Time is all over that. Does save 2 of the Zealots. Pulls back for now. 4th command center is on the way. Time is going to play the late game, guys. 2nd engineering bay and an armory on the way. He's got that enhanced shockwaves radius of the sun upgrade. I'd love to see a single Viking, or 2 being built even. 2 Vikings plus an EMP kills a medevac so quickly. EMP gets rid of all of its shields, and if you just get... Ooh, oh, okay. At least he traps it, so now the Viking can get it. Yeah, and then it's only got 80 hit points, right? So the 100 shields being gone, Viking does like, I think 28 damage a volley to a Warp Prism. So I think it's 2 volleys from 2 Vikings, or if you've got 4 Vikings, only a single volley. But as we can see, the Viking goes over there. It's already been recalled. And indeed, yeah, I remembered my numbers correctly. I don't think a Warp Prism has any armor, and I do believe it is armored. It doesn't have any armor, but it is armored. Sentences that make absolutely no sense to someone that doesn't understand how StarCraft works, but to a StarCraft player just is like, yep, nods head, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, of course, when we say that, we're talking about the tags down here. If a unit is armored, that's what we're talking about. But if it has armor, I'm talking about, does it actually have a point or more of armor, which you can see the Immortal does there. Zealot, on the other hand, also. I don't know if there's any Protoss unit that doesn't have 1 armor other than like probes. Probably High Templar as well. High Templar does not have armor. Oh god, gotta put the coffee down. Here comes a big army. There's only 1 tank in the back and 4 Vikings. Not a lot of anti-Colossus out just yet, but a massive Bioforce. 2-2 upgrades are on the way. Another Zealot drop. It's the same Prism from earlier. It says, I got recalled, but I'm back for more, baby. Time is like, you shithead, just get out of here, man. But because it's not really paired up with anything else, that will go down. So, Warp Prism going to unload a few more Zealots, just try and delay these barracks from building, force Time to do a few more actions to fix up his infrastructure. And this is just keeping Time pinned back, which means Trap has all the time in the world. He's got a 5th base. Oh, he has all the time in the world. Oh, so funny, Pig. It's an accident. It's impossible. Time is the worst name for a StarCraft player, guys. It's really not good. Makes things very tough for us. Casting these games, 2-1 upgrades, DT Shrines on the way. He's got Gravitic Drive, that's the Warp Prism speed. He'll probably get Observer speed after that. He's going to take a corner base as well. And Time is going up to 8 barracks right now. Yeah. 8 barracks, 2-2 upgrades. How many ghosts are out? 5 ghosts? It's a pretty decent count. Could go a little higher. I think a few more Vikings would be nice as well. The question is, how do you actually kill Trap? I mean, I feel like you want to, if you played to this late, you probably want to get range lips. Oh, 4 ghosts! Oh man, zoning storms going down. The Disruptor took out 4 ghosts and only 1 High Templar falls. The Disruptors barely get out of there. Oh my god, Vikings going down. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. I think if you go this late in the game and you give the Protoss this much time, you really need to actually just get in there and say, no. Let's go, Liberators. We cannot just hang out on this bio ghost composition, because it really requires you to outskill the Protoss, and that's so hard because it's Trap. He's one of the best in the world, number 1. Number 2, at some point he'll warp in 20 DTs and start running around killing command centers, and yeah, you got a few Widow Mines set up, which of course is the counter to those DT run-bys, you know, planetary, tank, turret, sensor towers. You've got some good vision, but the moment you have to move out to a 5th or a 6th base as the Terran, you know, the moment the game gets a little messy or you're kind of spread a little thin, suddenly you're going to see just how hard it is to deal with those Dark Templar run-bys. Speaking of which, guys, I see Dark Templar warping in somewhere. I think they're inside the Warp Prism. 3 DTs inside the Prism. There is observers spread across this map as well. Trap's got amazing vision right now. Look at this vision, guys. He sees so much. Time does have sensor towers. Oh, watch out for the Widow Mines. The Widow Mines might defend this. DT drop does go into the main base, tries to create some sort of pressure there. I mean, Trap's looking for stuff that he can do, but unless he's actually hitting the front at the same time, it's not really that impactful. Oh, this base in the top left, that's what he wants. He wants to keep Time on 4 bases. Goes in there, damages sensor tower, doesn't really do much else. DTs in the main do go down. Army goes to the top left, 4 Colossus there. Quick lift on the command center. Time is sending a few Marines and Marauders around the side. EMPs do land on all of those Robo units. Vikings will be taking those out. Those Marauders on the right side is slaying right now. Oh, one of the Colossus, a few of the High Templar go down. Stalkers and Storm. Oh man, what looked so good for Terran. The moment you get over eager and you chase into a Psy Storm, then things do get a little rough, but Colossus are mostly going to go down. Warp Prism does save one of them there. The Stalkers and Immortals manage to rally in and handle it, though. Time unable to match this force. He's going to have to pull back. Remember, guys, 6-base Protoss versus 4-base Terran. As I said, it's hard to get out there. This is why I do think ranged Liberators are something. If you're going to play to the late game, you should always have them in mind. Time, though, he's trying to hang on with Marine Marauder. He's going to potentially add Ghost back in there, just Widow Mines for now, but Trap overwhelms him and shuts him out with a decisive Map 1. Just threatens the storm. Time says, okay, I'll play late game. Trap says, please, I would love to play late game with you. All right, let's go, guys, into map 2. Trap is in the top left here of Berlingrad. Looked very confident in that late game scenario. That fighting retreat, baiting the Terran into chasing into you, reinforcing with your warp-ins, bringing in reserve High Templar, that sort of stuff. As a Terran, you cannot be chasing into the Protoss' splash damage like that. Time just getting a little overeager. He's, of course, representing Kaisi Gaming, Trap playing for the Africa Freaks. Time to get freaky in here, mate. Nothing weird in the openings just yet. No one base play attempts, and I like that. I think no one base plays is a pretty good idea against Trap. Trap's gonna, he's one of the masters of shutting them down. You almost need to go super all in if you're gonna play one of the proxy barracks openings, because he's so good at handling anything that's not 100% committed. And even the 100% committed one, I mean, that's always gonna be a big gamble, right? So I'm not saying it's a sure thing, it's just, I think it's a better chance of working, but it does involve going all in time. Not willing to do that, wants to play a little bit more standard. In the past, I've criticized Times TVP for being predictable in the openings. On the other hand, I mean, he was in a pretty good spot in the openings. He just felt a little afraid to commit to anything and made it way too easy for Trap to control the map. I think when you see Storm, you've got to make sure... Sorry guys, random alarm going off telling me to go do some stretching right before I go to bed, but we're on a different schedule today, so we're doing Caster Civil War after this. Anyways, so yeah, basically what would end up happening? What was I saying? Time, too predictable. God damn it, I lost the thread, didn't I? Shit. Sometimes he can be a little bit too predictable. I think what he should have done is just roamed around the map and just made sure he didn't get stormed, but been a little bit more active with some like drops, just keeping map control, and maybe hunted observers a little more as well. But you know, keep Trap off a fourth base potentially. Don't really aim to fight necessarily, but you've got to be willing to move out there. If you as the Terran against the guy as good as Trap, you just go, oh, he's got a good army at fighting on the map, I need to run away. Trap just feels so confident in that scenario. He's like, oh, you're gonna give me the map? Sure. Be a bit greedier, transition into, you know, Colossus, fourth base, Disruptors, Dark Templar, fifth base, in the corner of the map. Why the heck not? Probe finally goes down. You can see the way he keeps that probe at the front, so he's always keeping his eyes on everything the Terran's doing. Shade comes in. And it's once again going to be the double Reaper after 3 Marines. So this is what I said about predictability. Time's doing the exact same opening as last time. So map 1, map 2, same opening, and yeah, it's solid, it's a good way to play, but I think when you're playing the best Protoss players in the world, in any matchup, predictability is very consistently punished. Now the Adepts have seen that there's Reapers and Hellions out, they need to just run away, so he's going to shade backwards and then try to get some hits on the Hellion potentially. You can see he turns around, so if the Hellion ran out, he'd get some hits on it, but the Adepts, of course, would shade him to safety, so very nicely done there. The Reapers are going to try and go around the map, but completely walled off. Stalker, 2 Adepts at the front. That's walled off. This is walled off. Trap is going up to the second gate and the Robo. And he is large and in charge. Up 6 workers at this point. Hellion on the left side. He's going to try and distract. It's not going to do anything. Stalker says, get out, man. You're wearing the wrong shoes. You're not allowed in here. We've already got too many stupid Terran in the club. We need more sexy Protoss. No more ugly Terran. 2 barracks and a factory. Will we see that 3rd barracks before Starport again? Could even go 3rd command center off this if he wants to play very turtly to late game again. The Reaper there is going to try to run past. It should be able to keep itself alive, but Trap's micro is disgustingly good. Perfect stutter step. That Reaper unable to escape. Doesn't get the grenade off, so I feel like these Reapers, these Hellions have not really done anything. And Trap's just like, cool, look at this, man. I got my 3rd down right on the 4-minute mark. Now I go 4 gas, then I go Robo Bay. I mean, he could go Templar Archives again. Maybe that's just his standard style right now. Trap is a very good Storm user. But normally with this build, I would expect Colossus up next. And likewise, unpredictability is really powerful. Trap understands that more than most, so not a bad chance of him going for the Colossus, especially on a smaller map like Berlingrad, where you've got less space to kind of ambush your opponent with those size storms. Either way, that tech should be going down in the main right about now. So he's going to go up to 4 gateways and Templar Archives. Yep. Storm once again. So both guys are like, this is my best macro opening. Do you like it? It's kind of looking, you know, when you've got a weekly online cup, this is, of course, from the Korean round of 8, the Korean weekly ESL Open. Sometimes the players do treat it a bit like a practice, you know? They're like, look, it's a couple $100 on the line, some EPT points. This is not the biggest world championship match. I'm going to try and just see if I can beat you with the really straight up play and work on my fundamentals and get better at the straight up macro game. And it seems like both guys have faith in that. Now, there's also players who play the world championship matches that way as well because they think that's just their best and strongest plays. Trap is being very annoying with these stalkers. He's going to blink into the main base and Oh, there's a quicker starport this time. Does delay that third barracks though. Stalker's being very annoying. Army's gonna shove through the middle. Yeah, time. This is a really smart push, guys. There's no Psystorm. There's nothing at home right now. Oh, Trap is honestly, he's got 2 batteries coming up with battery overcharge. I think he can do it. 2 tanks, a lot of Marines with stim shields and +1 aren't done. But who needs that? Who needs it, man? Look at this. Probes are being pulled in. There's only 1 medevac to heal. I think he should focus the pylon maybe, but he's just kind of, yeah, he's going to take out this third base. It's a beautiful push. It was a 2 barracks, 1 factory, double tank Marine push, and Trap on a small map doing a very greedy build order. Does get punished this time around. Oh, he saves the tanks. He's going to shuffle them up here, and he's going to try and siege those tanks in the corner. Zealots and Immortals coming down, but Charge isn't ready. 1 tank. Oh, it doesn't even go down. Oh, and now look at this, the tech. Oh my god, Charge gets denied. Oh, Trap is so dead. Oh my god, he loses his third, and he's gonna lose his Cyber Core by the looks of it. Oh my god, but actually he pulls the medevac back. Obviously, does want to kill the Cyber Core, gets it. He's not gonna get the Cyber Core, is he? Oh man, Trap. Oh, I think he wanted to kill the tank, but he just loses 2 Stalkers instead. Oh man, killing the Twilight Council would be massive. That would completely reset the charge. Marines are going to run out and try and defend this. 1 tank has fallen. All the Stalkers go down, and he says, that's enough. Pick up. We're gonna lose the tanks anyway. Saves 8 Marines. 3rd command center on the way. And Trap. Oh man, he finds himself in Dicktown. The smell of burnt 3rd bases and dead probes everywhere. Not a good feeling for Trap. He's on the Mortal Archon comp. He's going to add Psystorm in now. He didn't actually have that going earlier. Or if he did, he cancelled it when he saw the move out. Sorry, I didn't catch if it started or not. But I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments. Like, you blind pig! Sorry, guys. Lots of information to pass. What can I say? He's going to go for Storm Drop? No, Zealot. Oh, 3 Zealots and 1 High Templar. So he's going to do the Zealot drop. And then he has the surprise High Templar he can add in there. And the thing is, Time won't expect it after seeing Zealots drop out, so that's really cute. No shield battery here, though. Time gets an Archon and a few Zealots. Oh, very good drop for him. He's trying to focus these Archons down, and oh my god. Oh, Trap is so screwed, dude. He's got 1 High Templar, but it doesn't quite have enough energy, and it goes down. Oh my god. Oh, Time playing a brilliant game. He just shoves on top. The Widow Mine's looking good. Oh, Friendly Fire Mine does kill a whole bunch of Marines there. So that is definitely not great for him, and he does end up losing these Marines. Meanwhile, Zealot drop does go in, and look, guys, he's still got the High Templar. He's going to wait for the SCVs to pull. No! Time! They're all there! Oh! The genius Zealot drop. He leaves the High Templar hidden inside. He manually makes sure the Zealots unload, not the High Templar, which means he clicked the portraits individually here to unload them, guys, but kept the High Templar inside. He says, cool, that's going to make you pull your SCVs, and then out comes the surprise. What a clever move from Trap, and that does help equalize the economy. So Trap, right now, he's the goddamn knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He's hopping around on 1 foot bleeding, but he just managed to chop off one of King Arthur's legs, so it kind of looks like an actual match right now. Oh, that almost got killed by the Widow Mine, but it barely dodges it, and he gets out with all 4 Zealots alive. The drop here does get spotted by this, but there's so few Stalkers. He's going to go up into the main base and try to work this ledge. There's no recall available. This should be a deadly drop. Time still has 3 bases. He's still in a fantastic position right now. He's building more Marines, everything right now. Pylons, Nexus, all exposed. He's going to click on the Nexus, and that should go down. But the recall does go off. Okay, time to leave. He's gonna go for the Stalkers before he gets out of there, but he does pick up, gets out, and does keep the full medevacs alive. Back to 2 base for Trap, but at least they're the fresher bases. He can transfer probes down to his 3rd, I guess. Man, he doesn't even have money to rebuild that. The Zealot drop comes in again. The Widow Mine say, hey, dickhead, guess what? Boom, boom. He says, yeah, boom, boom. How about Storm, Storm? Does get 4 SCVs with that. Both men, of course, devolve into cavemen in such an action-packed scenario. The Observer goes down, and here we go. Trap's going to go for a last-ditch desperate push. Does he have any Psystorm? He's got 3 Psystorms. If he can land 3 Psystorms, I mean, he can win the game with Psystorm, right? He's down in the army. It shouldn't work if Time spreads. Spread. Pre-spread. Don't you dare clump up here, mate. Lift that. Oh, this is a scary push. It's a desperate push. It's a 2 base all in. But Time's going to lose his command center. He didn't lift it off. Oh, he needed to run that command center. Pull back, Time. Don't go into the storm. EMP! He EMP'd the High Templar. A flanking Ghost. I think maybe he even dropped it down there. He dropped a Ghost and got all 3 High Templar. Time does lose his 3rd command center, but he's going to take out the army, so it's actually still a win for Time. Oh, the Immortal barely gets saved. Great control by Trap. Gets out 1 Immortal, 1 Archon, and some of the Stalkers with that Blink Micro. Time is obviously going to counterattack across the map. He is way ahead. There's no Storm left behind this, but there is still battery overcharges and some other units. And look at this Trap. He's still looking for pickoffs, even with 4 damaged Stalkers. He says, hey, let's grab a Liberator, and he gets a Liberator. Dude, Trap just using his mechanics to hang on for now, but I don't think it's for long because that's a big Terran army. Battery overcharge is there, though, and that means that the Widow Mines... Oh, he dodges the Widow Mines with the Prism Micro. Trap dodges the Widow Mines with all 3 of them. He just dodged 3 Widow Mines with the Warp Prism. Absolute Chad gamer tactics right there. Look at that. He keeps saving the units. The Warp Prism has just kept so many units alive. It's on 20 hit points. And the thing is, that's the problem with committing with Widow Mines and Lib Siege units, because when Battery Overcharge activates, you can't pull them back if they've already sieged. So Time here, he's still trying to force the issue. He has started rebuilding his 3rd behind it. He's got the better army by, for sure. Those Archons are coming in. Zealots coming from the left side. Sentries as well. Great micro and angling from Trap. Time still looking for the edge. Oh, big Widow Mine shots taking out some Stalkers there. Force fields come in. The 2 Archons were so close to dead. He's hanging on. He's buying time for battery overcharge. If he can battery overcharge, it's 4 seconds out, 3 seconds out. These 2 Archons, one of them falls. The other one does survive. Battery overcharge comes out. He can drop that Archon and heal it. He starts to chase down this army. Trap, dude. He should be dead. Look at that. Time scans the main and is like, are you kidding me? You're still on 2 base? You should be dead, bro. And he realizes, like, okay, I am ahead. Honestly, though, he's killed all the Stalkers. So whenever you kill the Stalkers like this, you just keep dropping. As long as you keep dropping, he can't afford to deal with it as the Protoss player. But because he's counterattacking you, I guess you don't have the room to do that. So look at that. Oh, the War Prism goes down, but he saves both of the Immortals, and Medevac does fall. Time pulling back. Right now, he's up 7 army supply, but the army is encroaching on his territory. 2 High Templar are coming in. They'll have Psystorm ready in about 6 seconds. There's no EMP available for another 30 seconds. Nice scan. Time does have a 3rd base. His main is still mining as well, just a little bit. Not many minerals left in there. He's got a production tab. Trap does not. You might wonder, why is Trap not building things? Because he's broke as shit, guys. He is the poorest Protoss of all the poor. I don't like to make fun of people because they don't have as much money as other people, but right now, Trap is povo as shit. Trap is that kid who you'd make fun of because he couldn't afford the PlayStation games. Yet despite it, the medevacs are low. Time made a big storm. This base needs to evac. He's got to get out of there. Run, run, run. Run, 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 roo. Get the heck out of there or you're going to be doo-doo. Trap has got Immortal Zealot Stalkers. He's still got 1 Storm on that far left side. Ghost EMP is about to kick in. One of them gets feedback. Great feedback from the reinforcing High Templar. The 2 low energy High Templar morph into an Archon. We've got 1 EMP available. He needs to land it on that High Templar. You can see he's looking for the feedback right now. These medevacs are very low. Repair would be huge right now, as would Widow Mines. Widow Mines have been absolute just winners. Imagine a Widow Mine drop as well. I can't believe, honestly, Trap has had so little income for so long, guys. And yet it's Time having to lift his 3rd, who ends up having way less income now because his natural is mined out. He's been dropping mules on his main and his natural way too much in this game. Oh, I'm going to rewind this game. I actually think Time has massively screwed up with where he's been dropping his mules, and most pro gamers do this. They don't pay attention too closely to where they drop their mules. It's time for Pig to get ultra technical. It usually doesn't matter in a long macro game, in a clean game, but it's in these messy games where it really matters. 3 High Templar and a Zealot. This time it's the reverse. Surprise, guys. He drops the High Templar, and then you're like, oh, it's a Storm drop, and then bam, 1 Zealot drops out, and he goes, hey, you didn't expect that, did you? Not really sure what 1 Zealot's supposed to do, but it is what it is. He's going to go for a depot there, hits it a few times, runs away. A new expansion in the top side going up for Trap. Time. Got to repair these medevacs, mate. 7 medevacs is really good. He's got, I mean, the EMPs just wreck the Protoss army. If Trap gets lazy and just sits in a clump and eats EMPs, he loses the game very quickly as well. So he's been microing his way to victory in some of these fights. Despite that, Time is obviously got the better army in terms of EMP, in terms of 1-1 upgrades versus 0-0. But look at this. Oh, just looking for maybe feedbacks. Storms on that. If you could storm drop this mineral line, that would also be huge. +1 attack is on the way. Trap still long distance mining his main base with a handful of probes. Oh, another Ghost gets caught. EMP lands on a bunch of those units, the sentries, both Immortals, but they'll regenerate. They will regenerate, whereas the Ghost did die. Time thinking about pushing forward, but there's an observer on top of him. Trap sees everything. Trap's got a pervert. He's got a pervert behind enemy lines watching him and a flanking storm drop. Oh, who's going to win this fight? Okay, battery overcharge. Spread. Time! Spread, pre-spread. Okay, good storm goes down, but he does lose a High Templar for it. That War Prism gets out with 10 hit points. Gets back to the batteries. He's got to stay spread. The storm drops on the top now. You got to be careful, Time. Time's trying to do the super pro reactive spreads. He's going to try and shove on through. Widow Mines are a little far back, though. Look at the hold position. And look at that trap, bringing in more High Templar from reserve. Zealot run by comes in, gets cleaned up by Time's rally. Time, good handling of what could have been a very annoying drop there. Second storm does nothing. First storm does take out one of those damaged medevacs. Remember, they never got repaired, so most of them have died. Only one EMP is going to be available in a few moments. It's not available right now. The Prism has almost gone down, but not quite. There's still storm in the back. There's still one High Templar in the back. He saves it in the Prism. It's almost dead. It goes down before it can unload. There's no more storm. No, wait, there's still one High Templar, and it's got 2 Psy Storms available. Dude, if that wasn't there, Time could just win. He wants that EMP so badly, or that snipe on that High Templar. He's not able to get at that one High Templar, and a new battery overcharge activates. Oh man, I think Time needs to stop pushing the front. I think Time needs to go multi-prong, because remember guys, there's so little anti-air and mobility. It's like 6 Stalkers. I think Time should not be trying to push through the front unless he has siege units, because he's fighting against splash damage and shield batteries with a short-ranged army. He doesn't have libs or tanks. So I think he's actually taking the wrong approach. Great EMP though, and Trap steps out too far. Trap makes a big doo-doo. He's got no Psy Storm to fall back on. Trap loses a lot of valuable units, but Time does also maybe move forward a little bit too far himself as well. Remember, his bio is heavily wounded from all those stims. He floats his main out to his 4th base location. Oh man, I think all the Immortals died. Yeah, all the Immortals died. One more rallied out. We've lost 9 Immortals in this game. Wow. Oh my god, so much stuff has died on both sides. Only 3 High Templar, it says, but that's because I think most of them have morphed into Archons and then died in that state. Ooh. Oh, accidental pickup there for Time. Thankfully, doesn't lose it. Oh, no. Time. Ow! Time chucks a pig there. That's my maneuver. He looks at home to macro and split his army, and he walks into a Psy Storm. That's not good at all. Zealots are going to come in for the run by. He's got his own army out there as well. He's going to pull back. Oh, I feel like Time has got to do even a small Widow Mine drop, anything to split up Trap's attention. Trap is working with so few units. The only way he's doing well in these fights is because he can micro them with nothing else distracting him. But look at this. Instead, he's the one dictating. He distracts with the Zealots, goes back in with the Zealots as the army runs in on the top. Then Trap here showing a masterclass of scrappy, nitty-gritty Protoss first Terran. He even saves some of the Zealots, and he gets his army out of there before it gets caught. Kills 16 SCVs. Forces a lift, forces a repair. And once again, when he's under pressure, Time always defaults to the frontal push, which has not served him well in this series. Remember, guys, it's all about multi-prong. When you've killed their Stalkers and made a broke Protoss player, it's all about that. The storm! Oh, my Templar didn't storm. It was in range. EMPs are landing on everything. The force fields are really good, though. A bunch of the bio got trapped out front of that army. More storms will be coming in from behind. One of them does land in a pretty decent way, but the bio is just microing its way back, picking off these units very efficiently. But there's more behind it, and the Stalkers are coming forward, and they're saying, hey, you can't run forever, mate. You cannot run forever. One more blink could do so big. He gets another medevac, and there's units in another medevac, even though it's an empty one, goes down, and it looks like Trap in this scrappy game is just kicking ass. Oh my god. How the hell did he fight back and resurrect his way into that one, guys? I have no words. I said I was going to analyze Time's minerals. I almost don't want to, because Time played really good. What the hell? He was on 2 bases for so long, man. Dude, I do think Time needed to Widow Mine drop. By the way, I didn't catch that. Look at this, guys. Did you see this? I didn't. I only caught the aftermath of this. I was like, where did those flanking ghosts come from? Look at this incredible move from Time. Obviously, it was a really hard position. The army was coming in, killing his command center. There was High Templar there. He picks up, unloads ghosts, and double EMPs all of the Storm High Templar. So even though he lost the command center, he actually gets this amazing move off. This is, I mean, I'm just flabbergasted with this game. This is a really exciting and fun game. I'm not even going to bother talking about the mules. Long story short, guys, I think in the panic, he muled a little bit too much in his main when he should have been muling his natural, and didn't quite spread the patches out as much, but I'm not 100% sure. It just felt like his mineral patches definitely ran out a bit earlier than they should have. I could be wrong on that. I'm not really sure, but I think it's just because the game was going for so long. Yeah, okay, so check this out. So notice how this mineral patch here has 250 minerals, this one has 500, yet this has 1,000 and this has 1,000. That means he's always dropping mules on that mineral patch and this mineral patch, and he's never dropping them on these two. You always drop them on the close patches because they mine faster. What ends up happening here, guys, is because he doesn't spread them off across, it doesn't have to be perfectly even, but you just want to randomize it a little bit. Basically, he's often mining out a lot of his mineral patches way faster, whereas you kind of want them to mine out at the same time. And you can see he does the same thing in his main. Both of these mineral patches mine out in the main when these two still have 500 minerals on them. And it just means your SCVs don't have anywhere to mine from. So you always want to spread those out across those heavy mineral patches a bit more evenly. If you guys find you're in a habit of dropping them continually on the same mineral patches, they mine out way quicker than they should. And you end up going, oh, my SCVs have nowhere to mine from. Where am I going to put these SCVs? Oh God, oh God. And then if your third goes down or your fourth goes down, it doesn't get up as early as you want, it really screws you up. So a little bit of attention to detail with the mules goes a long way. If you guys want a 45-minute breakdown of the muling and how it works, go Google Pig Daily Open Cut Muling. I think it was episode number 51 back in 2017. Where I do a really long breakdown on exactly how it works. But this was an awesome series. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Amazing play, and Trap once again cements himself as the god of PvT. I mean, he survived here so many times. The Prism was absolutely clutch. Absolute Chad gamer. Well played.